Hey everyone, good morning. It's Facebook Live time, and today I'm going to cover a topic that you guys have been asking me about ever since my last Facebook Live, which is about finding a winning product, okay? The title implies the 62,000, which is clearly about my previous product, so it's pretty much meant to imply a winning product. But honestly, there are members who have had products that are, that make a little bit less than that make more than that. But the idea here is how do you find a winning product? And I want to kind of cover with you today how to do that on Amazon, okay? And it's actually easier than you think. And we're gonna talk about execution of it and everything. Hey, good morning. Glad the comments are working. I'm feeling okay. Not really, but I'm feeling okay. No complaints. I suspect, and I'm not calling it right now, but I suspect next week, Tuesday, give or take, maybe the last day I do a Facebook Live. It's getting harder and harder. I'm 34 weeks now. You know the rest. It's just getting harder to roll out of bed on a certain time and prepare and all this stuff. But yeah, so sometime I would assume in October I start taking maternity leave. We'll see, okay? So I'm very excited about today's topic because last week and the week prior even, I was talking to you guys a lot about Amazon, and I'm really pushing it because we're very close to holiday season. I really encourage people to get on Amazon enough time before the holidays. I encourage people to if they're already on Amazon, to optimize their Amazon shop, the Amazon listings, the Amazon ads, all that stuff as much as they can. Clearly, I mean, I probably could do a whole bunch more to make a whole bunch more money on Amazon. I just lack the extra hands, even though I have a team. But to your best of your ability, and some people don't reach that ability because they don't know exactly what to do. And I want to make sure that you guys are ready, because when you're a little bit more prepped than you are now for holiday season, you're riding the holiday season wave, and that's actually not just for Amazon, that's for anywhere you sell online, particularly online marketplaces, because these algorithms to get found in search, they like sales, they like conversions, they like when people buy your product, because that proves to the system this product is worth it. It keeps it on the top of search. Therefore, keeping it on the top of search will therefore keep bringing in more sales, and then so on and so forth, right? The snowball effect that helped me bring my product that I talked about last week to over $62,000 this year. And actually, it's way more at this point because a week has passed since then. I haven't checked the numbers. But I want to help you figure that out, so then at least you could ride this wave. Now, many of you already have a product line, which is great. And my neighbor's outside. Okay. Hold on, let me take a sip of my coffee. He doesn't see me. Okay. Many of us have a product line. That's not an issue. So this Facebook Live is geared toward, one, if you don't have a substantial product line, if you're kind of like have a few, not a few, but whatever, handful or so different types of products, some good things, some whatever. Okay, you're not married to your product line. Or you have a product line, you know what you sell, you know what your market is, but you don't have much of it, so you haven't really expanded. And then to piggyback on top of that, you could even use this Facebook Live if you already have established a product line completely, but you need to tweak it in order to have a product or products that make $62,000 a year, or whatever number that magic number is for you. I'll have several that make over that, which is, again, kind of crazy. There's going to be several products by the end of the year that make at least six figures in my business. And so I want to help you with that, because it's important. Forget the amount exactly, but the point is a winning product. The point is you need to find this magic formula. It's easier than you think, like I said, to help you get these products to make you money. Simple as that, okay? Yay, Amazon, right? Becca says, I have one product that has made me over 20K since July. It's amazing, right? So don't get bogged down by the exact number. The point is, how do you find this winning product? So I'm gonna show you today, okay? I'm gonna walk you through it. And again, you can utilize it if you currently have a product line, and it allows you to tweak things. If you don't really have a substantial product line and you want to expand, whatever, you could use this. And again, this was inspired by many of the comments I received last week. People messaged me and people emailed me, mostly emailed, about my last week Facebook Live, that, you know, they joined the masterclass. I'll talk about the masterclass in a little bit, but they joined it and they loved it and they want to get the Amazon course, but they just don't have a winning product idea, or you know, the demand for their product isn't as high. First of all, don't compare yourselves to me. It may not be as high as mine per se. I mean, I sell stationery. How high could it be? But anyway, I just did a lot of the little things right, which I teach in my course. But it's still important to, I love that person's comment, because it's still important to understand there has to be a demand for your product. Okay, so let's get started. First, finding a winning product idea is actually easier than you think. Much easier, okay? First, and I'm just kind of winging this Facebook Live because I literally rolled out of bed and just got ready, talked to my staff, and then I came here, okay? So I'm just kind of winging it. First, like I just mentioned, there has to be a demand for your product. And when I say demand, meaning if you sell these tumblers, people need to be searching for it, okay? When you're selling on Amazon or Etsy, today we're talking about Amazon, but in general applies to Etsy as well, you know, we're talking about relying on people finding you in search. Yes, you could market. Yes, you could share it with your social media platform, blah, blah, blah. We're not talking about that today. We're talking about organic sales. When people search for you, search for a product like yours and find you and buy you, there has to be demand. And in this case, a demand is a need, and the need translates for the buyer to want to search for you, not for you, for your product. And what do they search for? And this guy has been in my Facebook Lives often, for an example, and we would search for travel tumbler, personalized travel mug, coffee mug, whatever this is called, okay? Whatever you guys call it, you would search for that. When somebody searches for it, this is the demand. We're all clear on that. However, when you know, the key is you need enough demand, right, to make you a decent amount of money. How much? Well, there's no magic number, but you could tell if one of my stationery products made me at least right now over 62,000, and I have more that made me a lot more. You would know the demand is fairly high because they're not just buying my product. Not every single time somebody searches for personalized stationery, they find mine and they buy mine. They obviously buy my competitors too, etc. So there's plenty of demand to go around for me and my competitors. So again, there's no exact formula to see how many people search for it, whatever. But what you do need to see, here's the key number one, is that people are searching for your product, and enough types of searches. So what do? You go to the Amazon search bar. You go to Amazon.com as if you were a customer. And you start typing in as if you were searching for your own product. You're interested in buying your own product, imagine. And you start typing in slowly. And when you start typing in slowly, things start to auto-populate. You guys have seen that before. You guys have shopped online before for yourselves, clearly. And you've seen things drop down. There's a word for what that is called. It's called auto-generate. No, it's something else. But pretty much, when you start typing in personalized stationery or personalized travel tumbler, you'll see a whole bunch of auto-suggested phrases that come up. These auto-suggested phrases are search phrases that other customers have searched for, popular ones. And so by looking at this and seeing that, oh my God, there's a whole bunch of, like, the second you type in personalized tumbler or personalized travel, you'll see personalized travel tumbler, personalized travel mug, personalized travel coffee mug. So what you're seeing is a variety, key here, of phrases auto-populating that describe your product. So that's the first key is that when you type in search, you see phrases that's thank you auto-populate, and they come down, it's suggested down below, you've seen it before, that target your product. And don't worry if you start typing, you don't see anything that's yours. It's clearly, the Amazon marketplace is so large, there's so many, if you start typing in just the word personalized, you're going to see so many different things. You have to type a little bit more to kind of narrow down your search. But when you start narrowing down, are there still a lot of phrases? So let me give you a better example. If I just type in personalized, okay, you're going to see personalized. I don't even know what you're going to see. You're going to see there's so many different types of personalized items in the world, right? Personalized jewelry, personalized this, whatever. Ignore that. That's clearly too broad. But for me, it would be personalized stationery. So I type in personalized stationery, personalized note cards. The key for me to see if there's a demand for my product is if I type in personalized stationery, if I start to see a whole bunch of other phrases that go with it. So personalized stationery with envelopes, personalized stationery for men, personalized stationery for women, personalized stationery for kids, personalized stationery quality, personalized stationery, whatever. It starts to come. And so what that indicates to me is that not only is there a demand, people are searching for my product type, but there's plenty of variety. It's important to have variety because you're not going to just have one product that's personalized stationery or one product that's a personalized tumbler. You're going to have many, right? We tend to have a full collection. And so you want plenty of keyword phrases to go around. So no matter what the customer types, they're going to find you. Okay, hopefully, if you apply everything properly. More about that later. So that's the first step. Easy, right? So you're like, okay, got you. See if there's a demand for my product. You may already have established product or you're looking to expand your product. This is a really helpful tip, okay? And you can continue using the search bar to think of different ways of how people search for your product. So another way somebody can search for this is by the gift giving occasion, the reason for gift giving, gifts for coffee lovers, a really popular reason to give this as a gift, by the way, if you don't know, and this is because I understand the target market for this, is gifts for teachers. It's a really great price point, great personalization. Most people use, some sort of a mug, whether you put coffee or a drink in it. It's really great, well-priced type of gift for teachers, bosses, friends, etc. So using those type of phrases, see what they auto-populate, is also a key indicator that there's a demand for this type of product, okay? It's raining out here. I don't know if you guys hear it. We're getting a storm, but nonetheless. So that's part one. Now, you might say, that's great. I'm going to check on that. And let's assume for a second we have the worst case scenario where Sally, the seller, a member of ours, says, okay, great. I did your little trick here and I seen that there is demand for my product. That's a good problem. That's good, right? Because she already has a product line and there's demand. And so how does Sally, there's two types of Sallys. This is the first one, okay? Bear with me. Sally has this product demand for her. There's plenty. And she tried this little search bar thing with many of her different other products. And she's seen that for the most part, a huge majority of her products people are searching for. Great. So now that's the easy part, right? She searched for whatever. Now comes time to getting this product found, okay? And it's important, and I kind of discussed it last week. Actually, I discussed it in full, how I got my product to be over $62,000 for the year, and many other products actually that perform really well. And I kind of went over all the steps I've done to get this product to be a winning product, okay? And it's in my 4-step system. I cover it in the masterclass. The link is up above if you guys were interested in understanding how Sally could take now this product that isn't high in demand. People want this product, okay? How do you get people to see it? And not only that, how do you optimize it? Because, you did the hard work of creating the product, and now it's time to get people to find it, get many people to find it, get people to purchase it when they find it, which is optimizing for conversion rate. And then if you want to boost, you could pay people to find it, which is ads, and it's the whole rabbit hole of things. And again, I cover it in the masterclass if you have not watched it already. It's free. You can click it up above. Not right now. We're doing this right now. So So that's that. Now, part two, Sally, the different Sally, realizes that when she uses a search bar, that the current product line she has isn't really in demand. Okay, so that's what some of you sellers have problems with. That you tried this, and you're not Sally 1, you're Sally 2, who has done a little quick looking into the search bar and says, there's not much keyword phrases coming up from my product type, or if any at all. What do I do? And so this is a little trickier, still easy to execute. Okay, listen up, because the solution I'm about to give you is actually very easy. Take a sip of my coffee. The hardest part is convincing yourself to execute it, to actually do the work. And so when you sell, I'm going to give you an example of Sally number 2, who sells something that people don't really want as much on Amazon. Because watch, I'm going to show you how it didn't work. Okay, I don't have anything next to me except receipts. Hold on, what is this? Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, I have a roll of tape. Okay. Let's say, this is a bad example. Hold on a second. I just want to kind of hit this home. I don't really got much, but we're gonna use our imagination. Sally number 2 sells organic baby clothing. This is organic baby clothing. Organic baby clothing. That's what we're gonna do. Organic baby clothing. And she starts typing in search and notices that there's not really much, and I'm making this up. There may be a demand for organic baby clothing, but there's not much things coming up, because maybe she's even nicher than that. Okay. So she's like, what do I do? I still want to sell a winning product on Amazon. What do I do? Many of us have a great base product. Many of us. Okay. Even if what you currently sell, the niche within what you sell, isn't high-end demand. So I sell personalized stationery. My base product is paper and envelopes. I could do so many different things with paper and envelopes. What could I do? Personalized stationery. I could do business cards. I could do invitations. I could do birth announcements. You see what I did there? I just took paper and envelopes, and I was able to apply it to many different markets. Okay. Organic baby clothing. Sally number 2 sells organic baby clothing, and she's like, oh my God, there's not much demand. What do I do? Her base product is clothing. Okay. In general, organic baby clothing, but she could hit into different markets. The personalized market, you guys, I get baby stuff because I have kids and I'm about to have another kid. So this is just based on fact. Personalized baby clothing, monogram baby clothing, baby clothing that says soon to be a big sister. I could continue expanding to different markets. And actually, for those of you who have my Amazon webinar, the bonus section, there is a quick start. There's a quick guide to help you with this exact problem. How to take your baseline product and expand it into these different things that potentially bring in more demand for you. Becca, okay, but why do you have a roll of packing tape in your car? Actually, it's very smart. It's because when my husband goes to the post office every day, he stops by and gets the notepads that we send in a couple times a week, and depending on the packaging the notepad is in, he might have to tape it down because it's a larger packaging that wants to always pop open anyway. And it's always, I'm saying it's always good to have because he's always sending packages. We actually have one in my car and one in his car. Anywho, so base product. So comment below, guys. What is your base product? You know what you sell. You know what you sell. What is your base product? What is I call it base product. You call it whatever it is. I don't know the correct term for it. But what is it that you could take and apply it to many different markets? So this organic baby clothing example for Sally number 2, she it's pretty much the organic clothing, but you could apply to different markets. And if you're a mug seller, let's talk about mug sellers, okay? You might be like, I'm a mug seller. The base product is a mug, but you could take this mug, and if you find that your quirky sayings on your mugs for your product line is not really popular in demand, right? Because you did the little search bar thing. What you could do is take that baseline product mug, a blank mug. See what other markets can you apply it to? Mugs for bosses, because clearly there's certain things that you put on mugs that are cool for bosses. Moms, coffee lover sayings, teacher gifts, okay? The personalization market. I mean, and I could keep going on and on. But the person who has an issue with a winning product, okay, because they're Sally number 2. If they're Sally number 1, they should clearly take their product that's in demand, optimize it properly using my Amazon course. Check out the free masterclass. It goes into it deeper. More about that later. But if you're the person who doesn't have a product line that's actually in demand, I feel you. It's easy to actually take what you currently have. It's a little harder work, clearly, but you have to work on expanding, taking your base product. I'm not asking you to change your complete product line. You're still taking the base product line, but you're catering to the people that want your product. Okay, so you're changing the design a bit. Does that make sense? So what are your base products? And I think a lot of you don't have this issue per se, but there are some of you that wish that you took your, because nobody has zero demand, right? I mean, but sometimes you're like, man, I've been stuck at 30,000 a year, which is not bad. It's a great number. 40,000 a year, 20,000 a year, whatever. And I want to make more money. And a lot of times the different things you can do to make more money. But have you considered spending into a product line with using your base product to get more people to this product? Things that have a bigger demand. And the idea is easy. Now the hard work is actually creating the product based on your research. So if you research and then find out that funny mom mugs are really high in demand, then it's time to take your base product and create designs for moms, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? There's sometimes like these funny sayings on mugs that speak about the mom life and that they need coffee or whatever. Okay, so what is your base product? Comment down below. Some people say, okay, Kathy says hats. You can take anything and apply it to different markets, FYI. Again, if most of you have my Amazon course, if you do, go into the bonus section. There's a cheat sheet in there that helps you apply your base product to different markets. Make sure you utilize that. Actually, the Amazon course is full of really amazing bonuses, including more in-depth research on how you do product demand research with what I'm talking about today. Jill says soap and lotion. Becca says clothing and tumblers are my 2 bases. From clothing, I went to short sleeve, long sleeve, V-neck, unisex, lady fit, hoodies, etc. Oh, I have to hit see more here. Okay. The tumblers, I have a wide range of designs for them. Awesome. So those are the easy parts. The hardest part is executing it. Meaning, now that Sally number 2 has done some research and found that, she could now take her organic baby cotton line, whatever, and now actually apply personalization to it, or, instead of just selling it like that, she could put numbers on it for like the months. Like when babies turn 1 month, 2 month, they take pictures, right? There's so many different ways to take baby clothing and market it, okay, and create a demand for it. Now the hardest part is actually creating the product, designing. Okay, guys, this is what we do, right? We're creatives with what we do. But to start, not from scratch because you have the base product, but start with the designs that cater to that market. Hold on. Wow, it's really coming down. I'm supposed to get back in the house. Anywho's, so we're following so far, right? Now we have Sally number 1 and Sally number 2. Sally number 1 had a product line that was in demand, so she had no complaints. She could probably even flourish on that more. It's up to her. But she has a great one. Sally number 2 does not have a great one, and she has to now take an extra step and work on with her base product line, creating things within that base product line that's in demand. However, then after that, people, both Sally number 1 and Sally number 2, will both have products and they need to optimize them to get them found on Amazon. Okay? That is, so based on this Facebook Live, how to create a winning product, get one that's in demand, part 1. We did that, we talked about Sally number 1, Sally number 2. Part 2 is optimizing to get it found. I went over it more in detail last week, okay, but it's a very long Facebook Live. If you want to see it, the breakdown in detail of what I did to optimize my over $62,000 product, check out the free masterclass. I'll go over it right now in quick form, but you need to check it out. You know, there's several different things you need to do to optimize it. I told you before in last week's Facebook Live, the product that I have, great product, but it's, you know, not in a mean way toward my product. It's nothing spectacular or super special. First of all, you know, we're all a dime a dozen, right? For the most part. A lot of times, our products, other people could recreate them. It's not, you know, rocket science here, okay? Especially if you're in that world. Meaning another stationery seller probably could recreate what I've created. But, and so having said that, you might say, well, then how were you able to get your product to be $62,000 when it's a really standard looking product? I mean, it's not standard. People do like it, but you get the point. Okay, you get it. I could take, if I was a shirt seller and you sold a shirt, I could probably take what you're selling and make it myself and also sell it. So why is it that me and a few other of my products, and maybe some other sellers who on the top search are making tons of money from their products, why are they standing out and my competitors who have maybe similar products to that $62,000 product are not standing out? It's because I optimized it properly. Okay? So in the free masterclass I have above, I go over the 4 things, my 4-step system that I go over in detail, that pretty much walks you through the optimization process. The first one is researching keywords. Okay, it's SEO research, super important. Laying the foundation, I went over in depth last week. Don't skip this step. Okay, I go over it in detail. It's kind of intense section, but recently, actually, in the last couple of days, I've been listing some new products on Amazon, and I've done the SEO research already prior to that, but it was time consuming. And after you do it, it's not as time consuming, but I will tell you that part of me was like, I just want to get over with. But I remembered my $62,000 product, and I was like, no, if I rush to it, which many of us do, and just put it up just to get it out there, you're really hindering its performance potentially. Because if you don't do keyword research properly, and then of course applying the keywords properly, you know, you're just worried about getting it out there, but you know, you don't think that I created a $62,000 product just because I just got it out there. I did all the steps, and I continue to do and tweak it, optimize it, or done so for a while. Over the years, it's been on Amazon. Okay, so I didn't just list it; it was perfect right out of the bat. Yes, clearly now when I list something, I've learned so much on how to optimize my listings and, you know, my performance on Amazon that, you know, I don't have to go back to a listing often to tweak it. But it's important that you don't just rush to get it out. You do it right, okay? Because, and I can't stress this enough, you may lose several opportunities to get a buyer to find your product and purchase your product, because if they find it, then if it's not optimized properly for conversions, they won't purchase it, and that loses your chance. Every chance somebody looks at your listing and doesn't click, or every chance somebody looks at your listing and clicks but doesn't buy, the chance that you lost to get it to convert. And the more it converts, the more purchases it has, Amazon will stick it to the top of search. And that's what you want. That's the winning area, okay? If you get it to the top of search, for the most part, all of our products are really decent products. They're pretty good, right? I mean, nobody's creating shitty products here, right? But we just need that top of search. And when we get it, we could pretty much sell. I think we all could agree. And a lot of times when we have a big boost of sales, a lot of times we narrow down to the fact that we just got to the top of search and people like our product. Boom, right? So anyway, so the first part is research, SEO research. The second part, and again, I go over in depth in the masterclass. The link is up above or to the side, I don't know where, is applying it. Okay, there's a key way to do it. It's my strategy, so make sure you follow that. Again, I go over it in the masterclass. And Mary says glitter ornaments. I won't touch glitter. Are you talking to me? Oh, no, you're talking about somebody else. Okay, I think. Okay, so... Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Okay, 1, 2... Okay, 3, step number 3. So those 2 alone it can really help you. However, part of number 2 is still optimizing your listings, not just applying your SEO, but the other pieces that help you get purchased, okay? And that's the photo section. That's the variations. That's the description, okay? All these pieces really help the customer make the decision to hopefully buy your product if it's right for them. And so after all that, I'm just kind of zooming through this, but after all that, then that alone can really help your product, period. But the third step I've done is to increase my results I can't do FBA because I'm a personalized stationery seller. I personalize items, but many of my members do, many of my students do. Is using ads and FBA. Ads in particular, guys, there's a strategy that I utilize, and I walk through it step by step in my course, that if set up properly gives you a lot of control, because when set up properly, guys, you don't just set it and forget it. Ad management, ad campaigns is not a passive strategy. You have to manage it. But it gives you much more control to tweak it in order to give you the results that you want. And the results that you want is pretty much you wanna spend less to make more. I want to spend $20 to make $300, right? I mean, that's a great number, but you don't want to spend $50 to make $100. And so, you know, ads could be a really great thing to help increase your results, because now you're paying for people to see your product, and when the product is optimized properly, people will buy it, and that'd be worth the click. Don't pay for ads when your listings are not optimized. I know I feel like I'm yelling at you guys, but you won't believe the amount of people that will be like, okay, ads, right? They're willing to pay and pay crazy amounts when they haven't optimized SEO properly, optimized their listings. I'm not paying, you know, why would you pay for somebody to look at your product unless you know they're going to buy it, right? It's worth to pay somebody if you know somebody's going to buy it. I'm not paying for traffic unless I know it's a highly converting item. You know, there's a few different things behind that. So anywho, so that's that. And last but not least is the adjustment of your ads and your products based on business reports and based on ad stats, okay? That's the last part of my formula, and it's important that you let the other things do it to work for a while, 30, 60, 90 days, to get results, so then you're able to take those results and say, okay, let's look at the business reports. I walk you through it in my course and say, okay, what can I tweak, okay? Dahlia, sorry, is there a new Amazon course? I don't see the link. No, there's not a new one. I think, Priscilla, you're already in my Amazon course. If you already have my course, this is not a new one. It's been updated, yes, but you all have access to that. Every time you get any of my courses, actually, you always get access to it for a lifetime, and it's updates for a lifetime. You don't have to pay anything anymore. So you just log into the course and you'll see it all there. And don't forget, for those of you who have my Amazon course, it came with so many bonuses. Check out those bonuses, okay? Never mind, I found it. Perfect. But I was referring to the free masterclass. For those of you who don't have my Amazon course, I kind of want to know more about the system. I break down the 4-step system I utilize to create winning products on Amazon, and I also go over the 3 major mistakes people make on Amazon. That's important. So if you're already selling on there and you're kind of newer, or you're about to sell on there or whatever, you want to obviously know what these mistakes are so you can not do them. Because they're the most common based on what I've heard. And then it gives you more information about the course in the masterclass toward the end. Excuse me. And its bonuses and everything. But going back to what I was saying, so now that Sally number 1 and number 2 have figured out what type of product that they have, whether it's high demand or one that's not high demand, they have to expand. They have to then take that product that they either already have or created and optimize it. Okay, it's the idea of creating a winning product, like I say in the title, is not that difficult. What's difficult is you doing the work behind it. Now, what's difficult is knowing what work to do, because we all want to make money. There's no, we're not trying to hide that. We're all business owners. We're trying to make money. But it's clear that we don't always know the right things to do to our listings, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we don't know everything. And so that's what the masterclass will go over, because it's important that you understand that many people create similar products to you, but many people don't really know the rest of the pieces of the puzzle to be successful on Amazon. Example, you know, I hate to use this example because my sister, but I'll talk about my sister, not the one that has the business. She's kind of like a die out. It's up in the air at this point. She's a bath and body person. But my other sister, who doesn't really have a business, but once in a while tries different things, you know, she has some great product ideas. That is not the issue. She doesn't matter if she's Sally number 1 or 2. She has great product ideas. She ends up being a Sally that has a product in demand. It's great. But then she doesn't know what to do with it. And I know many of you who followed me for a while probably know what to do with it. You list it online, SEO, some basics, okay? But my sister wouldn't mind an extra chump change in the amount of the year, like several thousands. But many of us, we're doing this. This is a real business, right? I mean, we're doing this. If you use this money in your business to help support your family in any way, yourself or your family in any way, whether it's to buy groceries, whether it's to pay daycare, whether it's to pay a mortgage on a home, whatever it is, okay? It's important, right? And you're looking to hopefully expand your income. Some people, I've talked to some people that actually that like where they are with their income, and that's fine. But my sister, while she made, you know, a decent amount, she wanted to make more, and she missed that key factor, which is not just the product type, is optimizing it so people could find it, SEO, all that stuff. When people find it, they could purchase it, all that stuff. And so many people run into that issue. Many people also run into the issue about marketing, right? A lot of people don't know how to really build an engaged audience. And so the things I teach in the Amazon webinar is really about organic sales. You know what I'm saying? Like when people search for you, they find you, they buy you. But there's also a group of sellers out there, you guys probably have run into it for yourselves, that want to build a following. Okay, there's also a lot of confusion on how to do that properly. So like I said, I pinpointed that the fact of the matter is, you know, creating a winning product line is not that difficult. And I went through it a little bit in this Facebook Live. It is now taking that product and getting people to see it and want it and purchase it. And then it starts a snowball effect, because as you know, on online marketplaces, once it gets purchased, it stays on the top of search. Okay? Whew, my belly. So, and again, it's the execution of it, okay, guys? Because if everybody could do this, my sister would have been able to do it. And I'm not talking bad about her, but you know, it's not that she doesn't want to do the work. Maybe that's the case, because it's a lot of work. But it's you know, she's limited on time. You know, she's a full-time job. You know, she goes to nursing school. She has 2 young kids. It's all piled on top of her. And for the little time she does have, she could clearly work on optimizing. She's not on Amazon though, but nonetheless, because she doesn't sell that type of product, but she doesn't, because, you know, she gets in her own head. You guys can imagine what this feels like. And she's more worried about the work to do as opposed to just getting started and doing it. And that's what's stopping her, pretty much. And I think we all could relate to my sister at some point. But it's important you do the work. That's what sets us apart from other people. That people that try to create a business or that don't have a business, that are willing to do all that extra work. Many people are crafty and creative, right? And they create cool things that would probably sell. But it's the other piece of the business that gets your product found and purchased, and then continues that cycle over and over again, and that continues to get you a product that makes over $62,000 a year. The example would be my product. And again, it's probably higher now. Okay? So, if you're interested in understanding this process, you know, from taking a product that people want and now setting up on Amazon to optimize it and get it found and get it purchased, etc., check out the free masterclass. I go over my 4-step system that I used personally, and many of my students used to make hundreds of thousands of dollars to optimize a product line. I go over in the masterclass. It's free. Check it out. It'll also go over the 3 major mistakes people make on Amazon, and it'll also talk to you more in detail about the course that I have, and while it's open for enrollment, and the bonuses that come with it. The bonuses are amazing, guys. For a while, I've heard many of you what your challenges are on Amazon, and what those challenges are. I actually address them in the bonuses. And a lot of it has to do with product line, conversion rate, increasing your average order value, all those stuff that really has helped my product, this particular one, but a few different product, flourish. Okay? So yeah, you gotta check it out. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna let you guys go. I keep pointing up, but it's either up or on this side, the link to the free masterclass. I hope to see you guys next week. On Tuesday, I told you I'm getting bigger and bigger. My belly, I'm pregnant. And it's getting a little bit harder. So I'll keep in touch with you guys. If in the event I can't make it, I'll post in the group. But I feel like I should be able to. You know, everything's going good so far. We'll see. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I will see you next week, and I'll see you around the group. Okay? Bye.